I don't know if schadenfreude is the right word after seeing this story. NYPD black and blue. Moment gang of 4 migrants beat 2 police officers to ground in Times Square before being freed without bail. You know, I don't know if schadenfreude is the right word because I don't blame the cops who are trying to stop these guys and actually do the right thing. But in terms of what New York is going through, I kind of do feel a bit of satisfaction from the pain of my enemies. I know, it's a little bit harsh. The story is 4 migrants were filmed clobbering 2 NYPD officers to the ground in Times Square before being released without bail. The incident began around 8:30 p.m. Saturday night on West 42nd Street as the pair of cops told the violent quartet of men to get moving. That's when a fight started to break out between the suspect in a yellow sweatshirt and the officers. According to NYPD, the migrants then started to attack the officers, kicking them in the head and body, while the 2 officers tried to pin down one of the other men, tearing off his sweatshirt. The migrants then ran away, leaving the unidentified police officers on the ground while they made their getaway east on 42nd Street towards 7th Avenue. You know, here's the issue, okay? New York has chosen this. They're a sanctuary city. They've bragged about it. They vote for it. They vote for it. Police officers choose to serve corrupt officials. They've been doing it. And I've got no sympathy. I really have no sympathy for these guys. Sorry. I just don't. If at this point you are ignorant to who you are serving, it's your fault. This has been going on for so long. The Summer of Love riots, you know, what defund the police, abolish the police. And if you don't know about what's going on, you've not done the research, at a certain point, I can't help you, man. You decide to go run through a field of landmines, and I warn you about it, but you go anyway, there's only so much I can do. Free will, your choice. I will not defend these guys who know their bosses are corrupt, the Democrats are corrupt, they're creating these problems, and they choose to live this way. I know some people will say, yeah, but they're being good guys. They're standing in the flames. And I'm like, no, that I get. That's different. What I'm saying is, if these cops come out and be like, why are the guys who attacked us released? Oh, that's so crazy. I mean, dude, you got 4 dudes who assaulted officers and they were released. That's crazy. I want to go back to this real quick. Released without bail for assaulting an officer, seriously assaulting an officer. That's crazy to me, dude. I have seen so many protests in New York where like a far leftist sneezes and the cops grab him and throw him. I had one guy, story I tell all the time, the photographer standing on the sidewalk minding his own business, got arrested for no reason. The cops lied about it. No sympathy. These are what these cities want. They can keep it. Congratulations. It's all yours. Over in Massachusetts, Democrat governor closes cherished sports center in majority black Boston suburb for 4 months so it can be used to house migrants. You know, I hope these people wake up and they don't vote Democrat anymore. I am not confident they will change their voting patterns. You know, I think we're talking to Larry Elder. He's the black face of white supremacy, so the left says. And he's talking about how, I mean, these people in these communities will vote for Democrats knowing they just don't, all the problems keep persisting. And no, when I say these people, I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about Democrats. Of course, he does go on to mention the black vote goes Democrat every time by large numbers. And over the past several years, people have kept saying like Donald Trump might actually pull some people away. Sure. Lil Pump got a Trump tattoo. Everyone loves that. But I'm not sure it's going to have a big impact. I think the PR campaign against Republicans has been so intense. And these areas are so dominated by the Democrats that most people don't even know what Republicans want to do or what they could do. But I tell you this, the NYPD, you get what you get. You want to live in that city? You want to work for communists after all this time? That's what happens. If these cops say to me, if they were to come out and say, we know the risks, we know what they're doing is wrong, we will stand up for the good people in the city, I say, I respect that. That's a firefighter saying, I'm going to run into that burning building, do the right thing. My point before was, if they come out like, why are we being attacked? Why is this happening? I laugh. I'll be like, bro, read the news. You chose this. Take a look at this. This one's going to ignite a lot. A deprived Boston community has been left on fire after the governor of Massachusetts requisitioned a vital rec center to house the surge of immigrants, criminal aliens arriving in the city. Democrat Maura Healey was accused of treating the Roxbury neighborhood like garbage after she locked residents out of the Melnia A. Cass recreational complex with less than 48 hours notice. She insisted it was needed to house new arrivals, dozens of whom have been sleeping rough in the city's airports for months. But residents in the majority black neighborhood demanded she explain why their cherished facilities had been chosen to take the hit. You're really putting us in a bad situation, resident Rodney Singleton told her at a public meeting, and it's not fair. I agree, it's not fair. The neglected facility will receive a makeover worth $500,000 to make it fit for the 125 families that are expected to move in. State Senator Liz Miranda expected to move in. Liz Miranda told the Boston Globe. The outrage you're seeing is valid. Roxbury has never gotten its fair share out of the city and the state. I'm hoping West Roxbury steps up. I'm hoping Wellesley steps up. Other communities that have rich resources. Massachusetts shelters reached capacity in November with 7,500 families in its system. Some are now being housed in hospital waiting rooms and church halls. Oh boy, we got an election coming up. If you can't handle the 40,000, how are you going to handle the 50? How are you going to handle the 70, the 80, the 90, or the 100? If Joe Biden gets his way, this doesn't stop. You think it's bad now? Understand this. When we talk about the people crossing through the southern border illegally, and we say it's 300,000 people this month, those 300,000 people have to go somewhere. And when they come to Massachusetts and to Roxbury, and they take over your sports complex, you do realize next month's another 300,000 people, right? Do the math. It's not going to stop unless Donald Trump gets in and actually secures the border. But I got to say, I see this two ways. Part of me says, Democrats, they're upset about this. It's too bad for you. You voted for it. You get what you vote for. Congratulations. Isn't this what you wanted? Why would I be upset with you for voting for exactly what it is you want? Here's the reality. They don't want this. They never did. They're just ignorant, easily manipulated, and will vote against their own interests. Okay. In that regard, I'm glad you've woken up. Welcome to the fight. What can we do to help you? You need help? All right. Here's what we're going to do. I'll do you guys a solid. All those people in Massachusetts and New York are having a problem with the criminal aliens. I'm going to do you all a favor. This November, I'm going to vote Donald Trump. Thank you. Have a nice day. Oh, you can too. That's the favor I'll do for you. You see, I'm out here in West Virginia. I don't got any problems with stuff like this. Nah, you live up in the mountains and you mind your own business. But y'all in the city who voted for it seem to be suffering the most. So I'm going to do you a solid because, I don't need to vote for Donald Trump in order to make the immigration problem, the criminal alien problem go away. I'm not facing it. So I'll do you that favor and I'll send help. Let me call old Don, ask him to come in. Why don't you do it the same? The reality is Donald Trump's going to be the right bet for a lot of reasons. Foreign policy, immigration policy, manufacturing policy, American jobs, etc. And so I think we do have to vote this guy in. Despite the fact he's imperfect, I'll take the best I can get. But for all these people in these cities that are experiencing this, in Chicago where the black community is in outrage, they're trying to build camps, concentration camps, call them whatever you want, internment camps, where they're going to fence in these people, put them in tents and say, you can't leave. For what purpose? I have no idea. Why don't you just, deport them? Block them from coming in. The problem right now, because of Joe Biden, because Democrats have permitted it, these criminal aliens know it's a coin toss, but now has never been better. 20 years ago, if you came in, people here want you out. Even Joe Biden said in 2007, it turns the cities to dirt. But now you've got leftist activists saying, we'll hide you, we'll defend you. So of course you're going to run full speed into this country. The answer here is going to be for Joe Biden to be serious about shutting the border down, but he's not, and he never will be. So I wouldn't trust him at all. Joe Biden says, I've done all I can on the border. Lie. Cutting razor wire, allowing these people in, working with smugglers, human smugglers. They are. The smugglers bring the people to the border and hand them off to CBP, who smiles and says, thank you, buddy, and then carries them the rest of the way. I don't see a distinction. CBP could say, we ain't taking those people, turn around. And the smugglers would evaporate overnight. because they'd be bringing people, spending a lot of money, and they'd be like, you can't get me across. These human smugglers go to these people and say, $3,000 will get you to the border where Customs and Border Protection will bring you into the United States illegally. Because they're working hand in hand. Change will come when Donald Trump gets elected. And I'm not even convinced it will be perfect. It's going to be tough. But that's about the best we can do. In the meantime, if you live in New York City or Boston, I don't know what to tell you. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.